What up, folks? I'm Ultrazilla, and today I have a review of the Hiya Toys Exquisite Basic Godzilla King of the Monsters, Burning Godzilla. That's right, my zillions. This is gonna be my final Hiya Toys review of the year. The last thing that I picked up, I got it at Big Bad Toy Store. And it came in, I don't know, maybe a couple of weeks ago or so into my pile of loot. And I did ship it with something else that you'll see, hopefully. Maybe. It is the final 2 days of the year, and I'm doing my best to get to the last couple of things that I think have a possibility to make my best of the year. I don't know. This is also the I'm gonna give you a spoiler right now. This might be the last hope for Hiya to get on my best of the year. Yeah, it's been one of those years with me and Hiya this year. I do like this box, I'll tell you that much. I think this is the nicest box that they've done. And yes, I do know that there's an additional Hiya Toys release that came out late in December here. However, that one is so far only out overseas, and I'm talking about King Ghidorah. I am not getting it from overseas. I'm not paying the shipping on that. I do have a pre-order at Big Bad Toy Store as well, so whenever that comes out there is when I will get it, and that'll be a 2024 release for me. If you didn't see, I did do a video on late releases and best of the year lists and stuff like that, so please do check that out for further thoughts on that. But for now, nice box. Without any further ado, let's get to this review. And here's Burning Godzilla out of the package. And, for me, unfortunately, it's still on that new body. And that newer mold, to me, just isn't as good as their original Godzilla, even with the problems the original Godzilla had, their GVK one. I just feel like this mold is so stiff, so, lifeless in a way, that, it falls short. It does. I know folks love this, but, I don't know. There's something about it. It's just too unmoving. It reminds me of more of the NECA stuff than what I thought Hiya was gonna be doing. So it is, it's got that to get over. But speaking of that stiffness, let's check out the articulation. The mouth opens fine, and the top head here is tight, but it moves. You got this movement here. It's all in this new part here. I don't love it. Yes, it probably, statically looks better, but I don't know. It doesn't function as good for me. So that you get a lot of movement there, though. If you could move it, fine. These are soft pieces, so it does allow for some more movement. Then the shoulder is very tight. Can move like so. The arms move like so. And the wrists move like so. The body, you barely got any movement. There's no reason for that joint to even exist. Then the legs do that. The knees have a double joint, and the foot, moves like so. The tail moves like this. And it moves good enough. Good enough. I would say good enough for the tail. It's not super, super great. At least it's not all popping out like an SH Monster Arts, but it doesn't move as good as an SH Monster Arts. So that's something, to think about. But, and does the tongue move in there? The tongue does indeed move, so yeah, there you go. Extra articulation. Now I put it too far. But, depending on how you feel about it, it moves. It's just, I don't know. It's tight, and I feel like it could be better. Looks-wise, though, you know what? This looks a lot better than the regular version. Just, I don't know. Something about the paint on the regular version I just don't love. This one, to me, looks a lot better in these colors. Not perfect either, but there's so much, you know, you could get away with a lot more with a paint scheme like this, for sure. But the thing that's bothering me a little bit is I feel like his head to the rest of the body here, you know, it could be blended a little bit better, and we've seen, like, SH Monster Art's crazed with that, so it doesn't bother me too much. But yeah, you know, I feel like there's a little bit more orange here than the next section, and, you know, that could be blended just a tad better. But it looks pretty good overall. I like it in those terms. The head is pretty nice. I like the eyes are in white, you know, and then you got more yellow around the mouth. The tongue is in orange, which looks pretty good. I feel like there's more yellow on this side on mine than this side. Yeah, a little bit more, but it's fine. Again, this is one of those paint jobs where you could get away with a lot. You know what I'm saying? The inside of the mouth is sculpted very well. So, very nice. I mean, it's a nice sculpt. There's no doubt about that. You know, these segments look really good. You got, like, dark black here, but then it goes into orange. I do have some sort of fiber or something at the end there. That's fine. I got it off. The dorsal fins in total, I'd say, look pretty good. I do like it. Let's see the other side. What? Not so bad. Not so bad. Yeah, pretty decent. I got another fiber over here. See that? That's not good. That I hate. I hate when I get that. That's a pet peeve of mine. Hairs, fibers in the paint just drives me bananas. The tail looks really good. You know, some parts are darker than others, some segments, but it's doable. The bottom of the tail looks like it, you know, gradiates per se a little bit better, and the paint variance looks better on the bottom of the tail. Legs look pretty good. Very nice sculpt. I think the paint is done pretty good. You see the under painting is orange and the black coat over it. I'd say look pretty decent. Feet look pretty good. I do like it. Then the bottom here into the belly and the chest look pretty decent. Neck is very dark, but it looks good. Maybe too dark right in the center, but I don't know. I'd say it's good enough. Yeah, I mean, proportions are good, obviously. I think they did a good job there. Proportions and sculpt on the figure are good. Like, you know, if you go back to my other video, that's for sure. But, you know, it just doesn't feel the same as the older one. But, again, I do like this a lot better than the regular release. I think it just looks better. Although, I gotta say, this head, I feel like there's just too much red showing through or something. It looks very red compared to the next segment. It's bothering me a bit. I don't know. This is an odd figure for me because I was really hoping I could get a Hiya on my list because, you know, I've had their first release was my best of the year last year, so I really wanted something to make it. Mothra was very close, and it's still possible because I'm not done, you know, deciding completely. But I don't know about this one. There's things I like, things I'm on the fence about. Yeah, I mean, that's basically the review as well. All right? There's things I like, things I'm on the fence about. And for your size comparisons, first up, here is some of the Hiya Toys releases. Of course, this is the first GVK one, and it's still my favorite. It is. Rodan disappointed me. I really did like Mothra, and this guy, to me, the first version just felt overdone. I don't know, something about it just it doesn't do what this does for me. Again, I like this one more than this one, but you know, it's not perfect either. And I didn't even bring in the heat ray. I didn't bother. I don't know where my Kong is. He was just here like recently, and now he's not. So I'm not sure where he went. But the heat ray, forget, that was an absolute disaster for me. And here is the Hiya Burning Godzilla with the NECA and SH Monstars versions. Now, I don't do comparison videos anymore. I mean, I talked about that earlier this year, about my reasons. You could go back. It's a Let's Talk video, discussion video. Let's Talk Toy Collector. So you go watch that if you want. But if you want me to give a quick opinion right now, you know what I did? I actually went back and I watched the scene with Burning Godzilla right before this. And I gotta say, like, the NECA might seem almost the most accurate because it doesn't have as much orange as this or this in the actual movie. It is very dark. It's almost black with some, you know, like, lit up orange, reddish orange parts. So in that way, the NECA actually ends up being most accurate to that, which is interesting because I feel like back when these two figures came out, I don't know if I thought that. I can't remember. Did I do a comparison video? I must have back then. I was doing it, but yeah, it further cements that like maybe this one isn't, you know, super accurate, though this black probably is a little bit better than before, but I don't know. I don't know. It's raised more questions than I have answers for now. And my final thoughts, I'm going to try to keep this as focused as possible because I've already recorded this a couple times and I went off the rails both times. Talking about other stuff that's not pertinent to the actual figure itself. Actual figure itself. I don't think this is that bad. I think it's pretty good. Of the 3 Godzillas from Hiya that I reviewed this year, this is definitely my favorite of the 3, no doubt. It looks really cool. Is it quite super accurate? No, but it's not that bad. Like, I do think there's a lot to like here. And it's kind of hard. Like I said in my comparison with the other 2 Burning Godzillas from SH and NECA, you know, it's a weird thing where, like, there is a lot of dark in the figure in the movie, and this does have a lot of dark in it. So the more I look at it, the more I'm like, you know, this is pretty good. How good is it? You will have to see in my best of the year. And I know I'm talking about my best of the year a lot lately, but it's coming up, and every last review I'm doing, you know, has a chance to make it because it's super fresh in my mind. It's just how things go. So every time I review a new figure, I'm like, alright, how does this compare to everything else? Like, can I get on there? And like I said, right now, there's no other Hiya on my list. And I'm not going to get into that any further than that. But, you know, does this have a chance? It has a chance. So do stay tuned for my best of the year list coming up in a couple of days. It's going to be a doozy for sure. But this figure is worth getting. It's cool. It's cool. I'm gonna have to say it's probably my favorite that they put out so far this year. Well, so far, the year's over. That I picked up this year. And there you go. That's my review. Hope you dug it. Let me know your thoughts down below. And if you're new to the channel, why don't you go ahead and sub yourself for daily content. And let me help you diversify your collection. Until next time. Peace out.